It's time now for our open forum segment where we take your questions and find answers. I have a very special guest joining me today on Open Forum, TRM Labs Head of Legal and Government Affairs, Ari Redbord. And today he is fielding all of your questions on crypto hacks. Ari, let's do it. Welcome to the show. Are you ready?
I am ready, and thank you for having me.
All right. Of course, we love having you on First Mover. First, two questions I have for you come from the World DeFi on X. The first one is, what are the best practices for securely storing private keys, especially for folks who are new to crypto?
Yeah, really great question and really important. Secure offline storage is the answer. Don't put this anywhere that could be hacked. So we're talking hardware wallets, paper wallets, anywhere that doesn't have the possibility of a breach. So, stay away from anything, on a cell phone or a database. SIM swaps are happening everywhere. One that happened to me a couple years ago. You never want to allow access to private keys on something that could be hacked. So keep it offline.
So don't store it on your computer. And Ari, I think it's important for you to just explain to us what a paper wallet is.
Absolutely. Look, I think that it's absolutely fine to keep private keys, seed phrases, written down and in your safe or someplace safe. It feels very archaic in this digital age, but just writing those down is absolutely fine too. Again, someplace that can't be hacked.
This next question, also from the World DeFi in that same tweet. How can people recognize and protect themselves against the latest scam tactics?
Look, I think what we're still seeing is what we're looking to is the importance of red flags. When you're seeing scams out there, before we sort of dive in based on FOMO or sort of a quick get-rich scheme, we're all susceptible to it, right? We all want to be first in line at that key NFT drop or first in line for that new token drop. But do some due diligence. Look at the website of the firm that you're engaging with or the individual that you're engaging with. Google, understand. Go look at the social media presence and really try to understand. Hey, is this an entity that I would want to be engaging with? And get a sense. We run a website called chainabuse.com, which is the absolute right place to go in there. Open source, anyone can get in, and just put in the name of the company that you're about to engage with, and you will see other people who were victims of scams, if in fact it is a scam. So really important. I will say that one sort of scary part, even to me, is that through AI and other types of means, scammers are getting better. Right? It's harder to decipher. There are very good sites. They're able to impersonate, senior officials at different financial institutions. So it's something we continue to want to be vigilant about. But I'd say do your due diligence before engaging with anyone.
Yeah, even executives in this industry have been tricked. That's how sophisticated.
I've been impersonated along with a colleague of mine at TRM in a scam to recover crypto funds for people. Right. And I read the emails, and it just made me so sad, and quite frankly, also upset that anyone would think I would send emails that sounded like this. But it's everyone, and we just have to remain absolutely vigilant.
All right, let's move on to our next question. This one comes from Web3 Vibes. How can individuals distinguish between legitimate projects and potential scams?
I think it really comes back to that really heightened due diligence. Just ensuring that you're really running down absolutely every possible red flag. So look at the social media presence, look at websites, use Google, use chainabuse.com to really check the source and make sure that you're engaging with a legitimate actor. And it's just really critical. FinCEN, the Financial Intelligence Unit for the United States, the U.S. Treasury Department, recently put out red flags for scams and fraud in crypto. They're a great list. But the key is really to do as much of your own due diligence as possible.
All right, we got two more. If my phone has been hacked, but the hacker doesn't have my keys, can they still take my crypto?
They shouldn't be able to take your crypto. They should be able. They would need the keys to do that. However, it depends on a whole bunch of different factors, right? If they have access to your phone, and you have a account on an exchange, it's very possible that they can access that account if you're using two-factor authentication on your phone or through your email. So those are scary moments. And one really important piece here is any two-factor authorization should be done through like a password app, as opposed to through your phone number or email account. So I think the question, which I hope is still a decent answer, is it depends on where your crypto is stored. But no, they would need your private keys in order to get into that wallet.
All right. And this last one is a little bit more, I guess, high level or philosophical. How can we strike a balance between decentralized control of digital assets and providing adequate safeguards against fraudulent activities? And that came from Azhar the Great.
Azhar the Great asked the question that I grapple with every morning when I wake up and every
Mm-hmm.
night when I go to sleep. Look, I think the challenge for all of us in the crypto ecosystem, for regulators, for policymakers, for industry, is how do we ensure that lawful users are able to engage with this technology in a secure and private manner, while at the same time stopping illicit actors from taking advantage of new technology and really destroying this beautiful new financial system that we're building on blockchains? And I think the answer is technology. Today we work with the leading DeFi protocols to do anti-money laundering and sanctions compliance through the front ends. I think that we're going to see more and more technology develop around digital ID and zero knowledge proofs that will really allow us to transact safely on blockchains and still have a degree of privacy in those transactions. The reality is that in a more and more open financial system, people are going to need more privacy. That means mixers, that means privacy enhancing technology, but it also means that we need to stop bad guys from taking advantage of it. So how do we stop North Korea from laundering $1 billion through a mixer, and at the same time let lawful users use that mixer? It's got to be technology. It's got to be digital ID. It's got to be blockchain intelligence like TRM. And I think we'll strike that balance. But that's really the conversation that I think is just starting from a regulatory perspective. For years, we've been talking about how do we regulate in the more centralized space, right? Exchanges, custodians. Now I think we're moving on to that DeFi conversation, which the latest CFTC report on DeFi does a really terrific job of sort of diving into.
Ari, thanks so much for joining, and thanks for answering our social media questions for this segment of Open Forum.
Love it. Hey, thank you so much.
That was TRM Labs Head of Legal and Government Affairs, Ari Redbord. As you know, on this segment, we hope to make this industry more accessible. So if you have any questions for us, you can DM them to me on X, and I will find the answers for you.